Ladies and gentlemen, friends old and new, welcome to my channel. It's yet another edition of Life Moments on Juni's Ordeal show. And my name is Juliet, and today on Life Moments, you don't want to miss out on this story. A story big in Soroti City, and also a celebrity in Soroti City, the legendary musician, and of course a lawyer in Soroti City. So there's a lot to be discussed about. You don't want to miss on anything that is coming out from him. But before that, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, that is Juliet Amusugut, and leave a comment just below there. Leave a comment. Yes, we are powered by Rhino Camp here at Soroti City East, a beautiful garden, that we are seated in right now. It has a bar. The place has different types of drinks and also accommodation. You can pop in just adjacent to Opi Rock here at Soroti City. Now, here we are with the guest of the day. I want him to introduce himself. Hello. How are you by the council?
I'm fine.
Should I call you council? I call you... How am I supposed to call you?
You're supposed to call me by my name. I'm called Patrick Joshua Okello, also known as Jokell in the music industry.
So you're having like different names. There's Jokell for the music, and then the other one is for a professional line.
Yes.
Okay. What village do you come from here in Teso, or is it outside Teso?
I would say my village is not outside Teso. Even the name only can tell where I come from.
The people can have names.
Yes, tells that I come from Teso, either Teso or no.
Or Lira or Gulu.
So I can say I come from. My father comes from Katakwi district, from a county called Mariam County.
Okay.
Yes. Then my mother comes from Lira, from a place called Bar.
So it's a combination of Teso and Lira.
Yes, it's a combination of Teso and Lira. Yeah.
Are they still around, or?
Yes, they're still around.
What kind of parents did you have anyway while growing up? Were they tough parents? You know, we grew up with different kind of parents. Tough parents are those who beat you up. How were your parents?
I would say mine were never tough on me. Yeah, they were never tough on me. Though, of course, when you go wrong as a parent, you have to be corrected. Yeah, but when it comes to being like very rude, they were never rude. Yeah.
So were you not also that stubborn child?
No, I wasn't stubborn. I was disciplined. I think that's why they loved me. So up to now, they still love me.
Are you one child or 5 of them in the family?
We are 5.
So I guessed it right.
Yeah, we are 5. Yeah.
So you're the last?
I'm the third born.
As you were growing up, how were you like?
Okay. Well, let me start with education. When I was growing up, I remember I went to a primary school called Madonna Boys. By then I was still a young boy. So upon going there, I studied up to B2. That was primary 2. So when I reached primary 2, I started developing an issue with my eyes. So the eyes failed to see very well. My sight was affected. So upon the sight being affected, I could not continue being in the same school. So what my parents decided to do was to take me to a blind school. That is Mara School for the Blind, St. Francis. So I was taken there, and upon being taken there, I studied from there that was now from P3 up to P5. So while I was studying there is a doctor who was called Dr. Keys. He was a white man from Britain. So during that time, he used to treat my eyes. He tried all his level best until at the point when they somehow improved. So upon them improving, he then recommended me to come to these other schools.
Now, yes, before you even go further, what could have caused the issue with the eye at that young age?
Okay, now the challenge was this right hand eye of mine. There was something growing, going to the brain. So they had to cut it, had to undergo some operation. So they had to cut it. Then in this one at the left hand side, there was something like pork sort of
Inside.
yeah, inside. So they had to remove it also. So upon the doctor working on that, he recommended me to use glasses, which I'm using till date. So that was basically the issue. Even when they removed still, I could not see 100%. Yeah, at least one eye remained short-sighted, then one remained long-sighted. But then, by virtue of him giving me glasses to use, meant that the glasses could help me. I would say they helped me in seeing very well, and they even balanced my sight.
Up to now, do you still have the problem, or because
Yes.
you're using glasses?
Yes, up to now I have the same problem. That's why you see me on there. Sometimes people mistake their shoe, maybe it's swag or
Swag,
something.
yeah.
Else. Yeah.
Personally, I thought you were swag.
No, I can't do without them. Yeah.
So besides that, how was life coping up? Growing up, you're seeing very well, and then all of a sudden you develop that you're taken to a school of blind. How did you cope up with that kind of life?
So in fact, I would say it was really a big challenge for my parents, because I remember even by the time they took me there, I reached the extent of even losing the eyelashes. You'd wake up every morning, you find when the eyes are covered. By the time you try opening like this, it's hard and you feel severe pain. So I really went through a lot, but I thank God that my parents are God-fearing people, and they tried their best. They showed me love and did all what they could to bring me up to where I am right now. So I would say it was not something easy. Yeah, but based on my current situation, I can say there is a very big change, because even the eyelashes that I never had are there right now, as you can see.
They're longer.
Yeah, but by then I didn't have them. Even when it reached 9 hours, I could not see them. By then someone had to hold me. Yeah, but at least now, as long as I'm with glasses, I can see. Yeah, so while I was there, when I went through that operation, there was a very big change, and after the doctors now recommended it to come to these other schools. So after my school for the blind, I came to soroti primary school. That was my P6. So from P6, then P7, I start for my primary level examination. Yes, that is about primary.
And then secondary? And
Then,
the schools here in Teso?
Second, I would say I didn't study here. My senior one, I went to Mora High School. Then while I was there, the eyes again started disturbing. So I was taken to St. Peter's College, Tororo. Reason being, the hospital where they used to treat me from is just next to the school, St. Benedict Hospital. It is for missionaries. So I was taken there so that I could easily be monitored. Yeah, even just accessibility to the hospital was not a challenge. Yeah, despite the fact that the hospital was just next to the school. Yeah, so I went there. Then my A level, I remember senior 5, I went to Boya College. That was in Kampala. Then my senior 6, I went to Nile High School in Kampala. That's where I did my advanced level. Yeah.
So I meant to know that you're also a lawyer. But which main school did you go to? Because I know law school, there's a lot of governments there, others go to Mankato University.
Yeah, now when it comes to the university, I remember when to reach the time of joining campus, I wanted actually to go for a different course.
What course?
My intention was to go and do industrial art or mass communication. Yeah, the reason is because I was so much into music. Yeah, that's why I wanted to go for that. So during that time, my grandfather was sick. I was actually not sick. My father, the late Professor Jokell was a professor of psychology. So yeah, I remember I asked me the course that I intend to pursue. Then I told him that. So after me telling him that, I think by virtue of him being a professor of psychology, it made him realize that maybe that would not work best for me. So he told me that no, I cannot recommend that. I suggest you go. So whereby we pulled ropes actually. Yeah, we pulled ropes, and ideal, I never wanted to go for law.
So the idea of you going for law wasn't your, it wasn't like you didn't grow up even wanting to be a law.
I used to fear lawyers and I used to assume like they don't go to heaven.
Oh.
And, you know those speculations that I used to get.
You had it in your mind.
Yeah, I had it.
So now after you entered law school, was there any difficulties that you encountered since you didn't have the zeal to do it?
I think when I entered, I realized that the grandfather's advice was good, and it never made me regret it. Yeah. So I remember when he recommended me to go for that, he wanted me actually to go and read from out.
Not within Uganda.
Yeah, not within Uganda. It was Oxford University. But unfortunately, he died. Yeah, while we were translating for that. So when we died, I'm not sure other than doing it for me.
You did music. I don't know if you still do music. You did music with the legends during the times of Mapi, the Chancellor's time. What passion? Did you do this after coming out of law school?
Not really. I would say I started music when I was in Mara School for the Blinds. Because when I was studying there, I was in a band group, a brass band. Yeah, I remember by then they used to bring us to the sports ground there whenever there is an activity. Let's say maybe if it's a day for independence celebration, they used to bring us there. So I would say I started it from there. Then now by the time I go down with my senior pop, that's when I picked the interest of making it now, like doing it officially. Yeah, I recorded some songs. My first song was called I Thank You. Yes. It was a gospel song. Yeah, it was like appreciating, of course, Jesus for what he did to me, basing on the circumstances that I went through as far as life is concerned. Yeah, so yeah, I would say I'm a musician because songs don't disappear. They're always on record.
Yeah.
I sang with so many artists.
Including?
I sang with Marley, I sang with Uncle Ben, I sang with Yona Chandli, I sang with Triple J, I sang with who else? Mighty Bonnie King, I sang with Candyman, almost all the legends in Teso.
So during that time where you were singing and you were having all that time in music, was it part of you financially, or you just wanted to achieve your own dreams?
I think it was because I wanted to achieve my own dreams. I was not doing it because I wanted to earn money out of it, but I was doing it just out of the love I had for it. Because when I was in Mara School for the Blinds, it was a way of killing stress. Yeah, because by then, you know what it means by being in such
Was
a
it
school.
one way of you coming out? I realized at that time maybe you had serious depression. So
Yes.
was music one way of you coming out of this depression, or were you getting support from students around you?
Getting support as in which way?
Mentally, like psychological support?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, because I remember I was a singer, a dancer, and a writer. Yeah, even an instrumentalist, because I could play some instruments like a kogo, then accordion. Yeah, most of those instruments. Yeah, so it was a way of killing stress, if I'm saying. Yeah, and it was one way of killing stress of even those ones who could listen to me. Yeah, while entertaining them.
So what is the definition of your music, the genre?
I would say the definition, like why it is classified. I would say the definition of my music is R&B music.
Do you still do it?
I've taken a while without releasing a song. Yeah, just been quite a long period of time. But I think soon maybe I may release one.
So that means to me you first given a music hold, and now you're back in your line of profession.
Yes.
Recently there were stories all over social media, everyone is talking about it, on radio, the story of you suing Soroti City about the disorganization in the city. What gave you the zeal that courage? Because a few youth can come up and say, yes, we are supposed to do this.
Yes.
What gave you the courage?
One, I would say there are so many aspects that gave me courage. As a result of that, so many accidents occurred. Now, what made me to do that was, one, I remember in August, I think mid-August, that day I was in town. I was coming from that side of, I think that side of the hospital.
Within the city center?
Yes, I branch at the petrol station, Yeah, branch there to fuel the car. So after fueling, as I was now joining the main road, there was a gentleman across the road who was working as, I think, a broker. Yeah, he was loading one of the cars he was attached to. So as he was picking a young baby from a passenger to send inside the car, the trailer came from behind and knocked him to death. So all that happened while I was seeing.
In your presence?
Yes, in my presence. So psychologically it disorganized me, and being a human being, of course, it touched me so much, because what he went through made me to fix myself in his shoes. And by virtue of me fixing myself in his shoes, definitely made me to feel the pinch. So after me observing all that, that's when now I developed the idea of taking legal action as far as illegal parking of passenger cars is concerned in Soroti City. So upon me developing that idea, what I did first was to write a notice of intention to sue.
To sue the city?
Yes, to Soroti City Council. I did not write because I deliberately wanted to sue them, but I wrote to them because I wanted them to have change in the city. In the situation it used to be before, as far as transport terminals is concerned. But unfortunately, or fortunately, but I would call it unfortunately, when I wrote to them, they paid a deaf ear. They did not give me any response, and that really made me take it in a bad way, because it's like when I come to your home, you're seated inside, I knock the door, and after me knocking the door, you keep on keeping quiet while you're inside, when you even know that I know you're inside.
They fail to comply.
Yeah, definitely. So if my emotions go higher than my thoughts, I'll definitely just enter inside.
That's true.
Yeah, since you're not giving me any response. Now, by virtue of them not giving me any response in regard to a notice of intention, so I then decided now to go to a second step, and the second step was to take matters to courts of law. So I filed a case there, and of course after filing they scheduled the date, and the date is on 4th. The date is actually already 4th of next month, 4th of November at 9 a.m. I got Soroti. However, my doing that was not for my own interest, but it was the benefit of the entire public. Because what I've filed is actually a matter under public interest litigation, or it is a public domain. That's why you find that I classified it in that category. So by the time I even mention the hearing and other details, it doesn't mean maybe I'm doing it for my own sake, but I'm doing it for the public, and they have to know.
Is this your first case ever from the time you came out of the university? Or?
I would say it is not my first case, because some time back, I think around last year, there is a case. Then there's a case again I tried opening, although I did not proceed any further with it. That was the time when someone called Freddie and said that the president had died. Yeah.
Did you try to follow up with that?
Yeah, I remember when those speculations came out. Of course, I wrote a notice of intention to sue. Then after writing that, my intention was to go to court next. So while I was waiting to go to court, I think the government took over the matter. By virtue of the government taking over the matter, in the same way I'd wanted to do, it then made me to, of course, leave everything on their hands. Yeah, so that one I didn't start it from the beginning to the end. I just started when I stopped in the middle. Yeah. So
where do you see yourself from now? 10 years from now, where do you see yourself as a lawyer?
I would say where I can see myself from now as far as being a lawyer is concerned is, I think I'm seeing myself being so many things for the public, yeah, because I'm very sure this is not the only matter I do. And by virtue of me doing things that will benefit the public, it will definitely make the public also appreciate. Because trust me, what I'm doing right now is not, it's not for my own benefit, neither is it because someone has paid me money. All this came out of my heart. It's the love that I have for the people. That's why I did it. Because I'm not the only one. I mean, they are not the only ones. It's personal. I use them also. Yeah. So what comes around, it turns around.
It comes around, yeah, goes around.
Goes around rather. So there is me seeing you get in an accident as a result of that. Then if I pay a deaf ear, it will definitely mean something bad. Because you never know, I may also use the same means and the same thing can happen to me. That's why I took matters there in order to prevent that. So I'm very sure 10 years or more years from now, Soroti City will be to a different level as far as illegal parking is concerned and other matters that will come in.
Challenges in life, do you have bigger challenges in life, or is there anything that you remember that really kept you down, broke you down completely in your lifetime?
I would say in my lifestyle, my lifetime, only what kept me down is the same eye problem that I told you earlier on. Yeah. And I would say it still brings me down sometimes because the problem was not all that sorted. I think usually after every 2 months, I go for review. Yeah, when I go beyond that, they tend to disturb. Yeah, and whenever I go for a review, they wash them. Yeah, so it's the only thing that keeps on bringing me down. Yeah.
Is there any time that you've ever been like very happy and you say, yes, this is the best moment in my life? Like the happiest moment in your life?
I think what makes me happy is my health. When I'm not feeling any pain, it really makes me happy in life. I feel like I'm in paradise, if I'm to use that. Yeah. Basically, it's my health that makes me, if I'm very okay and nothing is disturbing me as far as sickness is concerned, yeah, it makes me feel like
you're really.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, as we wind up, I want you to kindly look at that camera and then give your piece of advice to the youth who are struggling both professionally and musically.
Number one, the advice I can give the artist there is one, please, when you're doing music, learn how to be focused and learn how to save. Whenever you're called for shows, save the little money you get, because the same little money that can make you get millions of money as far as earning is concerned. Save the money you get, then two, be focused. When you release songs, think of releasing something better than that. You should climb up, not climbing down. Then when it comes to the professional side, I would say lawyers outside there, let's learn how to be cooperative. When you're seeing someone doing something that benefits you, your children and the next generation, please try to appreciate. Appreciate, because together we stand and divided we fall. When you don't appreciate, it means that you will not prosper in life. It means that you have a dark heart. So,
ladies and gentlemen, it's been a one-on-one with Jokell, Joshua Okello, a city lawyer, but also a musician a prominent musician. You heard his life story. Yes, this may not all be his life challenges, but the little that he has shared with us could really count a lot, inspire you, encourage you, and push you to another level. Thank you for watching Life Moments on Juliet's Ordeal show. And my name is Juliet. Remember to drop a comment below, or click on that notification button, and also besides that, you can subscribe if you've not yet subscribed. But if you've subscribed already, thank you so much. Bye for now.